So I had a really good weekend this weekend. Yeah, I had a lot going on. This Friday we had the first dinner party at the house. That was pretty badass. I had my roommates help organize it and make the food for it, and I think we had 12 people over total. And it just felt so good to have everybody here and to have a place for sharing and breaking bread and having a place for conversation and for people to get to know each other. Um, yeah, and then um, today we had the book club event as well, and so we had 11 people show up for that, and we read Fahrenheit 451. And mm, I got charcuterie boards for it, and I brought some kimchi and some pickles, and a bunch of Made by Marcus ice cream, and just great conversation again. And it's been making me think about building my tribe and who do I want around me. And like the last video was about investing in myself. It's like invest in yourself, develop skills, become a strong person. And the next part of the equation is to invest in the people around you. Once you become strong, and maybe even during the process of becoming strong, it'd be even more intelligent, I'm not sure. But to invest in the people around you that I was thinking about like doing stock investments, and I was kind of thinking about it, and the return just isn't there. Like a lot of people are trying to struggle for a 7 or a 13% return, whatever. Like a 50% return is crazy. Would be crazy good, but it's like, what's the investment of investing in people? Um, it's like, what if I invested in building up the people around me and creating an amazing network and putting people together in touch with each other and creating experiences that bond them and create value for them? It's like, what if I did that for 10 years? Like, the amount of value that I would get back in return and that the value that the network would create is like unfathomable. It's like investing in myself has been created like exponential returns, but it's investing in the people around me. It's like that's going to be the next level stuff. And so I was thinking about like that in the different kind of returns. It's like, so I want to have kids in the future, and I actually want my kids to see these videos. And but I was thinking it's like raising kids on my own, even if I had a wife that was really great, it's a lot of work. But it'd be so much easier, so much better if I had a tribe of 100, 200 people who I knew, loved, and respected, and they felt the same way about me. And we had regular events that we like came to, and we kind of intertwined our lives. It's to have older guys who have financial resources who want to invest in my kids, and um, it's like young artists that want to like teach them sculpting or art, like painting or whatever it is. Um, there's there'd be so much value if I had that tribe of people around me to help raise my kids, and if I was to help raise their kids if they're having kids as well. That would be where it'd be amazing. Is that I don't want to send my kids to a regular school. Like maybe like the school around here is not too bad, but it's like if I had people that could help me homeschool the kids, and we could create our own kind of homeschooling system where we actually taught them real life skills. It's like we taught them leadership, and we had them choose together the great books that they're going to read, not have them forced down their throats. Like, because we read Fahrenheit 451 for today's book, and it's a really good book, but it's really tough to get into. And being forced to read it in school is not a good way to go about it. It's like you have to choose, you have to want to read it. And as a kid, it's like if you had like a peer group of like 6 or 10 other kids that you were reading books on a monthly basis with, and you were wanting to talk with, and like that was your shared um, lexicon that you'd pull words from. that would be so much more motivating, especially if you're voting or choosing as a group which those books were going to be. It's going to be so much more interesting than like being in grade 8 and you have to read it, or grade 12 or whatever it is. So it's like creating that lifestyle, that tribe. I think there's so much value, there's so much there to be said. And that it's like even today, so we had Tristan, she brought in a bunch of frozen food that was in her frozen meat in her freezer. That was just like, it was going to take her forever to eat through, and it'd probably go bad by the time that she was ready to. And so we gave it to my roommates downstairs, who are broke master students, who is like, oh, it's great to have like $60, $70 worth of meat that they can eat, and even extra clothes and utensils and stuff like that. She brought all that. And it's like, not only did she get rid of some extra stuff in her place, but my roommates get that. And it's like, if I hadn't been willing to pay $300 for the dinner on Friday to organize that, obviously I didn't have to spend that much money for it. I did because I wanted high quality stuff. But it's like creating that network. It's like there's already value coming back, and even if it's not for me, it's there's value being exchanged between the people in the group. And the more of that I can help facilitate and create, the better my life is going to be, and the better that everybody else's lives are going to be. So, yeah, the next lesson I'd have is invest in the people around you. Invest in making them better. Invest in... It's like, one, make yourself better, because you need to be the best version of yourself to get where you need to go. But it's like, invest in the people around you. Like, I think back to when I was playing soccer, especially like my favorite year when I was playing co-ed soccer, and I would pass the girls. So a big problem was that the other guys on the team wouldn't pass to the other girls, because the girls usually screwed up and lost the ball and kind of made mistakes. And I didn't care. It's like, if you were open, I passed you the ball. And the girls loved me for it. Also helped that I was the oldest and the best player on the team. But it's like, you need to build that tribe, and you kind of need to, I don't know, it's like everybody needs to have their place, and everybody needs to have value in that tribe. And it's like, you need to love and respect everybody in your tribe. I've kind of thought back, it's like, why haven't I built tribes in periods of time? It's like, one, I was kind of like selfish and focused on my own goals and on whatever. But I also wasn't really surrounded by the people that I really truly connected with. And the more that I've gotten in touch with who my tribe is, who my people are, the easier things have become. And it's like, I like high openness people. I like to talk about ideas. And I want people who are leaders, who are actually going to take action on the things. And we're not just doing intellectual masturbation. We're getting to the real juice of the stuff. And we're going to take action. We're going to bring this to the world and make changes from it. And it's like, when I'm around these people, I come alive. And it's like, I become a better person. And I can bring my greatest gifts to them. And so it's like, I have no problem